Hey, here's the reality. A lot of people go through something, they get to a certain point, and it's happening a lot in business. And here's what they ask themselves: now what? Now what? Because they're not following their plan. They made a success and they're not following their plan. So I want to talk about this today. And I think this is really important for us to dive deeper into. So the big question for you is now what? Let's talk. All right, so you've done something great. You've had a great month, a great couple of months. I'm in an industry right now that is actually having some of their best months ever. I hear from a lot of our industry partners, customers, things like that. This is the best month I've ever had, or my company and my business is growing, or maybe you're struggling, or maybe you made it through the hardest part of your business for this year in COVID and things like that. You've made your adjustments. The question is, now what? Now what? Do you have a plan? I mean, that's really what it boils down to. Do you have a plan, not just for today? And wait, let's talk about that for a second though. Do you have a plan for today? Good question, right? Do you have a schedule for today? What your business is going to do today? Do you have the steps, habits, processes, the framework to continue that momentum and build upon that momentum and realize where it's at? And here's the thing, wherever you're at right now, you need to make a benchmark. You need to make a benchmark. Don't let yourself go below where you're at today. Certainly get better than yesterday. But the only way to do that is by thinking about now what? Now what does your business do? Now where does your business go? Now what do you need to be thinking about in order to incrementally improve your business? It's fascinating because I sit in I host some masterminds. I sit in a lot of masterminds, and I talk to a lot of business leaders. There's a lot of kind of this fog of war going on in business, in leadership, in mindsets, things like that, in salespeople, whatever it might be. And it's fascinating when you sit down and talk to people and you go, now what? And a lot of people go, I don't know. I don't know. But you have to know. You got to have a plan. So this year has been extraordinarily confusing for business, extraordinarily challenging for business. Like I said, some businesses off the charts growth, off the charts growth. Some had substantial suffering earlier on in the year with the shutdowns that occurred with COVID or different situations that arose in their business. Some went out of business. A lot of businesses went out of business. A lot of businesses started and grew as well, though. But the question you have to ask yourself, if you're running one of those businesses, if you're leading one of those businesses, and I don't mean the CEO of one of those businesses, I mean, do you have an influence on how that business flows today? Maybe you're a one-person operation. Maybe you're a multi-person operation and you're somewhere in the middle and you oversee people and you help them move the business forward. I've always asked my teams something. And that is, what did you do to make money for the business today? Now what? Think about that for yourself. What did you do to better yourself today? And it doesn't have to necessarily be put money in your pocket, but it should be move everything forward incrementally. Your health, your wellness, your happiness, your relationships, your investments, your future, your kids. And we're going to experience setbacks in those things. But now we have to go, now what? And you know what now what is? Now what is a plan? That means let's have a plan. Let's not react. Let's have a plan. Build a plan out that has what's called 1, 3, 5. And right now it could be 1 month, 3 months, 5 months from now. But you also want to think 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from now. Are you thinking that way? You have to think that way. This is strategic thinking. This is one of the 6 leadership traits that I've talked about in the past. Chessboard thinking, strategic thinking, thinking ahead, thinking laterally on the chessboard, multidimensionally. Now what? So here's what I would challenge you to do. Pull out your calendar today and look at what are you going to try and accomplish today, and flip forward a week. And what happens between today and a week from now? And a week from now, when you look back, what will have happened? Now go forward 3 more weeks. Write down what will have happened. Take those things and put them on a piece of paper. That's a 1 week and a 4 week goal. What will have happened? We have gone to the gym every day. We have changed how you eat. We have said, I love you so many times to your family. We have reached out to those customers you haven't talked to since February. What will you have done to move things forward? So now what? Don't let today go by looking back and go, all right, glad it's over. Look back and go, I know what I meant to do. I know where I'm going. I know how to get there. And here's the other part. Have a plan B. Have a plan B, because everything changes. Plan A, you do for the planning process. Plan B is what you do when plan A doesn't quite go the way that you thought it was going to. So have a plan B also. And it's just a tiny bit different than plan A. So think about that. Think about that today and ask yourself, now what? Love you guys. Thanks for all you do. Thought I'd throw out a few new videos here. Be safe, be well, be strong. I'm going to be putting together some mastermind groups here in the near future outside of my space, working with some other business leaders. And this is just great information to bring back to everybody that I know and love and work with right here. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.